ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emanuel Rose.
Thanks for joining me today to take a look at marketing in the age of AI. I've got a great guest who's been developing a couple of different AI tools. The website's automationtools.ai, and Adam is a smart, cutting-edge programmer and businessman. And I'm really excited to have you on today, Adam. So thanks for joining me today.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah, well, just describe a little bit about your background and what you're into right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a multi-time entrepreneur. Started my first business when I was 18. And actually, the second company I ever joined into was an AI startup based in Ottawa, Canada. So that was that's what kind of kickstarted my whole AI journey. After that, I actually went more into SaaS businesses that had nothing to do with AI. But as of, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, really kickstarted everything back again. And that's where I'm at with automationtools.ai.
Well, that's exciting. And so you have a background in programming, or what was your education like?
Yeah, so I actually have my education is formally in marketing from the University of Ottawa. So if
Nice.
Anybody from Telfer is watching, then that's always great. But I've always worked a lot with programmers, more on the product management side, because I find that, if you really just go hard into the programming side, you need to always have that marketing kind of, end objective there. So I think it's such a balance between what AI could possibly do and what are the actual use cases for it in the short term.
Yeah, I agree with you. Sometimes there's a disconnect, right, between the way the programmers see the world and how we as marketers are able to see how humans are actually going to use a piece of software.
Exactly. Crossing the Chasm is an awesome book that I find really good as well too for that.
Nice. Yeah, I'll check that out. Crossing the Chasm. Well, let's talk a little bit about AI first, and then we'll get into the tools that you're working on. But I'm interested to know how you are envisioning AI impacting marketing over the next like 1 to 3 years, right? In this kind of chaos that we're in right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it's going to be a situation where, people are screaming and all scared about their jobs and everything. I think it's actually going to be a huge enabler to allow humans to be a lot more creative. Because when you think about it now with AI, the personalization plus the, outflows that we could do is going to just go up 10x, 100x, 1000x. But now, because everybody has the possibility to send more videos, send more emails, send more hyper personalized content, it's now going to be up to us as marketers to be extremely creative in how we want to reach out to our customers. So I think with AI and marketing, it's all about driving more value. And that's something I'm really excited about, because now I'm sure you've gotten LinkedIn messages, ads that, it's stuff that you don't really care about. But if it's something that, if you get a message, I'm sure you've got it as well too, we're like, wow, this person really hit the nail on the head. This is exactly what I need. That's what I think we're going to start seeing more of, because people are going to target you more effectively. And then they're going to have to be creative with how they, position themselves or what they offer you. And it's not just about giving freebies as well too. I think just businesses are going to be forced to provide the value up front, because AI is now enabling people to have that mass outreach a lot more effectively.
Yeah, you bring up a couple good points. I do love the personalization and the kind of hyper focus on the challenges or the solutions that people can bring. The flip side, of course, is that there's a lot of spray and pray, right, that's happening by marketing, including I've been getting a bunch of emails lately inviting me to participate in women's business networks and things like that, which that's kind of the ultimate of spray and pray, right? You're like 50% of the people who get this are gonna be inappropriate for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's a good lead into kind of the ethics and how you are forming your own ideas about the ethics of AI and how to use it ethically for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it could get scary as well too, because especially with the AI cold calling side. So that's one aspect of my business where we're really helping companies implement, customer service voice agents as well as outbound bots. And sometimes I look at it and, really to make sure that every customer I work with isn't misusing the tools because of how powerful it really is. So you could replicate any voice, and you could be people got in trouble for trying to be pretending to be Joe Biden and dissuading people from voting, for example.
Right.
That's one challenge that has arisen over the last few months. And ethics wise, I think at the end of the day, it just forces people. I'm all about the value. You need to have a really good value proposition and know your audience well, because if you're providing them those messagings or reaching out to them and it actually is something they want, then everybody's happy. Otherwise, nobody wants to get 10,000 cold calls from an AI and a million text messages.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So yeah, you got what you bring up. You got both ethical concerns, and then also there's legal concerns, both for how you can do outreach to consumers, and then also who owns a voice at this point, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like people have been doing a lot of Joe Rogan stuff as well too. So it's scary too, because now you can make like a fake model of somebody and make it look like somebody's doing something that they really didn't.
Yeah, the deep fakes I think are going to create some interesting challenges for us moving forward. It's kind of the dark side of these tools that are being developed, especially in politics and like you're talking about with personalities and big influencers. So that'll be interesting to see kind of how we end up creating authenticity validation, for lack of a better word. Moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
What let's see, what tools are you using to help promote and market the Automation Tools AI?
I'd say our own internal tools is something that we really like to use. But running off on the deep fake side of things, I find that to be a really awesome new strategy that I'm doing with LinkedIn and email as well. Because ultimately, if you're reaching out to a business, you want to make it hyper personalized. So now having that video of myself or my sales rep, for example, reaching out to somebody and saying, hi, Emmanuel, I see that you are running XYZ company. I want to help you with XYZ problem, which basically, I discovered. Now it's just a personalized video that says that aspect. The pitch is about 80 to 70% the same for most people that we're targeting. But now it's just that, deep fake aspect there, which is kind of like we talked about the bad side. This is kind of the benefit side as well too.
Yeah, right.
So that's been a really big one. And I think also people want to play the long game, because with AI, I think a lot of people are just doing the short-term stuff, which is like, spray and pray, make as many AI cold calls as you want, send as many emails as possible. But when you really look into it, I think that for the longer term strategies like SEO or content marketing, this is where a big, people want the instant gratification, right? They want that dopamine hit with the results, which is a problem with our generation now. But if you use AI properly for content marketing and SEO, that's a big thing that, of our internal tools that we're using at Automation Tools. So
that's great. Why don't you talk about what you're doing in terms of blogging and automated the blogging part of SEO?
Absolutely. Ultimately, what we're doing is we connect at Automation Tools. We connect to RSS feeds, where basically the AI gets a good understanding as to what your industry wants. So you could pick any RSS feed in the world, or we could even custom make an RSS feed, and it's constantly getting information about, let's say, digital marketing or something. So now, as it's collecting all that information, it could post those news stories and articles on your blog up to 5 times per day. And what's happening there is not going to be a complete magic pill that gives you 1 million clicks instantly, but over time, gradually, it's boosting your domain authority on Google as to for that topic you chose. And then another thing too is if you're working with editors and whatnot, you could then start to craft that, craft stories that people genuinely care about reading. Because I'm sure you've probably done it before where you read a cold email or you read an article and you're like, wow, this was really like pure chat GPT. There's no creativity to this whatsoever.
Yeah.
I think the cool part of marketing is going to be taking the AI components and then using your own human creativity. And that's how people are going to stand out because, ChatGPT is going to give the same answers to a lot of people. Now it's about how do you take that core information and make it a little bit more fun, a little bit more readable. So, yeah.
So you're able to take, like, if I say, hey, I would like to, whatever Neil Patel puts on his website, I'd like to RSS that. You take that information and then you're churning it through chat or one of the other GPTs, and then rewriting that content. Is that kind of the high level?
So to put it simply, it takes information from RSS feeds. It gathers that information, chooses particular articles, just gets knowledge creation basically. And then from there, it posts articles on your website automatically so that you constantly have a whole flywheel of content coming from your site daily. And we're working on having an integration too, where now we could repost that on LinkedIn or social media. That's kind of the next step. But right now, website is the main thing that we're finding really beneficial for SEO. And you can see how it just turns into more content marketing from there.
Yeah, no, I think that like we were talking about earlier in the week is the idea that the best way to have content for bots is to have the bots write the content, right? And if you're looking for SEO, then you just the challenge then is, what is the kind of the content funnel so that then you're moving people along in the self-education process from kind of this GPT created into maybe more hyper-personalized or human-written content.
Exactly. And that's where I think intent scoring is going to come in huge as well and hit AI, or AI is going to be a huge benefit for a lot of these intent companies, because with the articles that we're producing, we're working on something where now you could hit people on different levels of the funnel. So this would be like an education, like say you want 20% of your content to be education focused. What is digital marketing? You're not going to close those people instantly. You know what I mean? They're just learning about it. But if they start looking up stuff like best digital marketing agencies in Los Angeles or Silicon Valley, then that's where you want to start having more of those articles written as well too. And these are all very easy things to kind of replicate. You want to have the brand guidelines set up for your business specifically, so the AI knows how to speak in a specific voice. That way, it's not just generic as well too. And that's
Yeah. And is that part of what you're doing in your onboarding process? Is establishing a brand voice and which RSS feeds that you're pulling initial content from?
Totally. So the brand voice is more of an advanced feature that we're still working on, but the RSS feed is a huge one because, for example, let's stay in the digital marketing aspect of things. Digital marketing has, say you're a digital marketing company, you may want to talk, if you just put an RSS feed about digital marketing, that's going to give you such a wide range of topics. But now you can focus on SEO, you can focus on content, you can focus on ads, you can focus on, PPC. There's a lot that goes into it. So now it's about segmenting the different conversations as to where the AI gets the information, and then how much you want to talk of each topic do you want it to talk about. That's, I think, a big feature as well.
And then are you able to set like the number of words as a parameter also?
Totally. I'd say that's kind of like more of like on the back burner there, because I know some people do like longer form content, but quite honestly, like 250 word to 500 word content also performs pretty well sometimes too, because people just want those quick hits of, bullet point information. So yeah, it is, it's obviously malleable there.
Nice. So then we just talk me through like what kind of the next 6 months of your product roadmap looks like as you're seeing it now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at automationtools.ai, because we're kind of like a conglomerate when it comes to different AI tools. The two products we have right now are the AI cold calling tool as well as the SEO tool. With the SEO tool, what I think is going to start coming in more are highly targeted, keyword strategies as well. Because with SEO, content and production is one thing, but you need to get backlinks, you need to gain authority, you need to, make sure that you have quality content that people are actually reading too, good site speed. So I think adding more features that really have a holistic, feel to the to making SEO better for your website are the features that we're adding. So I can't divulge everything, but I'd say like more targeted keyword research, and then being able to take that content and post on other mediums is going to be massive, and having that brand voice is going to be big too. On the cold calling side, I'd say we're actually moving more towards customer service, because if people are, and this, it's nice how it kind of comes in together here, but the whole idea is that if people are going on your website and they like the content they see and you're ranking well, that you want them to call you. So now, instead of having to, say it's like Saturday, 11 o'clock, you're just doom scrolling on Instagram, or, you find this post that you like and you find this company. If you want to make that call or have that interaction instantly, AI helps with that, because now, you don't have to wait for your Monday for your team to take those calls. So, yeah.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. So you got the calls, and then also, I guess that's where the chatbots come in also, right?
Absolutely. I think chatbots are a big, obviously we're hearing a lot about them, but companies aren't really doing a good job right now making specific chatbots for specific industries. I think, everybody, like generic chatbots, sure, they're great, but you really want to make sure you know your customer well, and that the chatbot you're deploying is actually helpful for your industry and has that knowledge-based experience with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you're gonna interact and spend time with a chatbot, you want to be able to either get the information you need, or be able to set a time to talk to somebody, that's convenient for your time.
Exactly. I feel like with some chatbots, there's been glitches where like I'm on, like a cat toy, website, and then basically like it glitches and starts talking about like dog toys, and I'm like, that was, you know what I mean? Like, it's not perfected quite yet.
Right.
So I think the next evolution of the chatbots as well is going to be actually implementing, like taking the customer through the next step, not just answering their question and giving them, the link to buy or something, but actually helping them, solve whatever problem they're actually asking for without that human aspect. So if you have like a ticket issue, it helps you actually resolve it, not just gives you a generic. I hate when you're talking to a chatbot and you're like, how do I solve this problem? Here's this article,
Right.
Solve it for me, please.
Right. I mean, that's really where the AI should come in and be grabbing information out of the article in order to have the conversation, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I think it is interesting what the latest research I've seen is that in a B2B buying situation, people are doing about 6 hours of self-education before purchase. So that creates an even bigger mandate for content. So I love what you guys are doing with automation tools and generating current but fundamental pieces of content for people to start that long journey of self-education. So nice contribution to tools for us as marketers.
I appreciate that. And I really think that, if you have a strong content marketing strategy, you really need to, like I said earlier, focus on the funnel of where people are, but really focus on adding that value. Because I saw Apollo, for example, they have this cold email course that I've been getting ads for, and it's actually really quality. And that just makes me want to do business with people. So I really think content marketing is the next phase that everybody's going to have to do, because doing ads are easy. Running cold emails is easy. But, if you're actually adding that value to people, then, that helps you stand out. Because I think content not only is a top of funnel, SEO tool where, people can click onto, but it helps facilitate the sale down the process. Because if you're following up with people and saying, hey, here's my free tool, or here's this article that solves kind of what you're talking about, then that only takes people further.
Yeah, and it's one piece of it. You got to have video, you got to have some kind of long form content and some technical content. And yeah, I agree. You've got to zero in on your content funnel as your prospecting tool, and really be committed to 6 hours is a lot of content in order to help guide somebody through to actually calling a sales rep or a service representative. So.
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of people too in the early days of this are just going to have, baseline ChatGPT, very basic content strategies out there. But as we start to get more personalized, that's where, because there's still a human element of understanding your customer. Yeah. So that's where I think it's, people they're going to miss the mark and just try to ChatGPT everything. But if you, use that tool, but now really personalize it for who you're targeting, that's where the power comes into play. So don't be lazy, people. Actually,
yeah, and learn your prompt writing and be committed to good prompt writing, right?
Totally. Yeah. Question for you, Emanuel. So that 6 hours of research that you're talking about here, do you have any stats on, purchase prices? Because I'm sure like a $100 product is only going to take a couple hours of research, but a $3,000 product's a whole new game. So what are the stats there?
It was in the B2B marketing space, and it's more high ticket SaaS. I think it was specifically SaaS solutions was where that came from. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, it's good. I really appreciate your time talking about Automation Tools AI, Adam, and I'm excited to check back with you in a few months and see where you guys are at and what additional tools you've created or conglomerated.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, and I'm excited to show our progress in a few months.
All right. Well, thanks. You have a great day.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.